What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, by myself tonight. We got a solo pregame. How's everyone doing? Listen, a little bit of technical difficulties tonight. I don't know what was going on before the stream, so I'm a little bit late. So, shout out to everybody who is here. We're only 2 minutes late. That's fine. But, listen, Yankees-White Sox tonight, back in the Bronx. Huge series just because, we talked about this so often lately. We kind of view the White Sox as the only competition to the Yankees in the American League, right? So there's that. There's also a big pitching matchup tonight. Jordan Montgomery versus Carlos Rodon. He has a no-hitter this season. Monty doesn't. I don't know. Take that as you will. But let's take a look at the Yankees lineup for this evening to start things off. So we got DJ leading it off, DHing. Then we got Voit at first, Judge and right, Gio at third, Gleyber at short, Odor at second, Gary catching, Andujar on left, Gardner in center, and Monty on the mound. Now, I don't know how I feel about this lineup, right? Because on paper, it looks pretty solid. But going up against Rodon, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to perform. You really never know how the Yankees lineup is going to perform. They're like the definition of being bipolar. One game they'll come out and kind of score like 15 runs, and then the next game they'll come out and not even be able to hit the worst pitcher in the league. So the fact that the Yankees are going up against a good pitcher, maybe their fortunes are just reversed and they hit him well. I don't know. But something I do like about tonight's lineup is Gardner is no longer batting second. Take that as you will. Take that as you will. Now, I saw a couple people in the Yankees Twitter replies mentioning, why is Gardner not in the 2-hole? He was doing so good. No. The answer is no. Brett Gardner is not a 2-hitter. Relax, people. Moving on. So, that is the Yankees lineup. I know, it is a little bit weird to see DJ LeMahieu at DH. I guess it kind of makes sense considering that Clint is dealing with neck things still. I still don't know what that means. I don't know why the Yankees are so eerie and ominous always when it comes to injuries. It's just weird. But, listen, I kind of have high hopes for tonight. I don't think that's too crazy to say. But something that did happen, the Rays made a trade. They dealt Willy Adames to the Brewers in exchange for a couple relievers. They didn't call up, Wander Franco, but they did call up some other dude. I don't know who it is. Sorry to whoever you are. But also some news. Aaron Hicks is getting the surgery. He's probably going to be out for the season. Let me get a rip Hicks in the chat. That sucks. It actually sucks. You really don't want to see that, but I don't know. I think he just kind of proved to the Yankees this season that they can't trust him. And that's kind of the worst part of this whole thing. But shout out to Alex with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my man. It's like the lineup is good and bad at the same time. Yeah, that's exactly the vibe I'm getting from it. It's a little bit weird. It's better than what we've thrown out there the past couple games, though. I'll give them that credit. It's like there's no Mike Ford, there's no Tyler Wade. Even though Tyler Wade has gotten a little bit too much hate lately, shout out to him. But yeah, it's good and bad at the same time. That's kind of the only way I could describe it. But shout out to you for the dono, Alex. Really appreciate it. Let's take a look at some other comments. Shout out to Jabuzi. What up, Pat? Solo stream today. Solo stream today, indeed. So solo for the pregame, solo for the postgame. Fridays are usually going to be Pat solo days. So do keep that in mind moving forward. But shout out to LA Yankee King with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man. What about a trade for Twins outfield Max Kepler? I would love Max Kepler. I just don't know how realistic that is, right? Because, why would the Twins trade him? I know the Twins aren't having a good year this year, but I still think that they view him as a part of their future. I think that they're also expecting to contend in future years as well, so I don't think they're just going to blow things up completely. I don't know. But Caitlin Weaver says Hicks equals Ellsbury. We can't argue that anymore. Hicks has literally turned into Jacoby Ellsbury. And I kind of want to touch on this for a little bit here, just because I think that Hicks has gotten injured so often within the past few years that it's just kind of become natural to us. This is not natural. This is not normal that the starting center fielder for the Yankees that they signed to a solid extension back in 2018 refuses to stay on the field. And it sucks because it's not like the Yankees have a viable option to kind of replace him in center, right? And I'm pretty sure Aaron Boone said Brett Gardner is going to be seeing the most time in center field now. You don't want Brett Gardner to be your starting center fielder. I know as much as most of you like Brett Gardner, he's not good enough to be a starting center fielder in the big leagues. I'm sorry. But also, the Yankees are apparently looking into Delino DeShields Jr. from the Rangers. No. Why do we need another right-handed outfielder with speed who can't hit? No. Give me Jesse Winker or give me death. Or call up Derek Dietrich. But shout out to Alex with another $2 super chat. Appreciate that, my man. Joey Gallo is more realistic than Ketel Marte. I would love Ketel Marte. I would say as far as ranking my guys on whether or not I would want the Yankees to trade for him, Jesse Winker's at the top. He's number 1. Jesse Winker of the Reds. He's an absolute beast. He's an on-base machine. 2, probably Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte would be awesome to have in the Bronx. 3, Joey Gallo, I guess, right? 3. 4, Mike Tauchman. Imagine the Yankees traded back for Mike Tauchman. At this point, why not just call up the Giants, right? Say, hey, San Francisco, how we doing? Offer them Wandy Peralta for Mike Tauchman. Who says no? I know Chad would all say yes to that. Easy. You're trading Wandy Peralta for Mike Tauchman. Easy. Yolvis says, I'm scared with Monty tonight. White Sox bats are scary. Yes. And once I make my prediction for the game tonight, towards the end of the stream, you guys are going to see I'm not too optimistic either. But Damien says they need to jump on Rodon's first pitch, be aggressive. I'd like to see the Yankees come out there tonight with some sort of approach at the plate, right? Because it seems like when they do go up against these really good pitchers, they find an approach at the plate. While compared to the Jorge Lopez's of the world, they kind of just go in there swinging for the fences every single pitch, which doesn't tend to work out for them. So I hope that they did their homework on Rodon. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm just going to say both. But I hope they did their homework and they're kind of prepared for this evening, because I do not think it's a good matchup for the Yankees whatsoever. Stolen Memes of the Week says Andujar hasn't looked bad defensively in left. He hasn't looked bad defensively in left at all. Then again, he hasn't really been tested out there too much. But I think it is important to note that his bat hasn't looked too good either. I mean, I know he's put good at-bats together, but he's not really getting the hits that we would expect him to. So I'm hoping that he comes around soon, especially considering the fact that Clint is not healthy. Does that sound familiar? It seems like we say that about every single player every single day. But now apparently Clint's not healthy either. So I just don't know. I really don't know what to say anymore. Leo Lambert says, who goes yard tonight? I'll make my home run predictions now, sure. Let's go back to the lineup really quick. I'm thinking we get a home run from, I think Judge goes yard. And I think just Judge goes yard. I mean, maybe that's a safe bet. Judge is kind of like a given every night. You just think he's going to go yard. If I didn't say Judge, I'm going to go Gary. I think Gary crushes one. You could even say he cranks one. Let's take a look at another lineup. No, not another lineup. Another comment. Yeah, it's like the Yankees mash off great pitchers and suck against horrible pitchers. It's so weird. True. It's true. I see a couple people in the chat saying to give Dietrich a shot. Now, you guys know I'm down with this 1,000%. I'm the biggest Derek Dietrich guy in the world. But we're kind of not allowed to talk about Derek Dietrich anymore because someone in the comments said that they don't like it. Just kidding. I'm going to talk about Derek Dietrich 24/7 now, bro. But no, I wish they would give Derek Dietrich a shot. It's so sad because now Lamar's hurt. Now you have Clint hurt. Dietrich plays both corner outfield positions. Call him up and give him a shot. Bro, he's better than Mike Ford. Give me a break. Give me a break. He's better than Mike Ford. Let's go. Give me a break of that Kit Kat bar. Thank you. What do you think Winkler will cost? Says FJ. That's tough. Let me check when Winker is a free agent, because that kind of determines everything here. Okay, so he's not a free agent until 2024. He would probably cost a decent amount. Let's say, chat, I'm going to give a hypothetical trade package, and you guys tell me if you would do it, yes or no. I would give up Clint, Davey, and some random like pitching prospect in like single A or something. So you package a deal around Clint, Davey, make that deal, yes or no. Let me know what you guys think. I'd do that deal 10 times out of 10. Easily. If anybody wouldn't, please explain to me your reasoning. Because Davey's not like going to make an impact on this team this year, as much as we love him. And Winker would essentially replace Clint. So I think it would kind of work out for both teams. Bright says, have we traded for anyone yet? No. We have not. Fletcher thinks DJ is going to go deep to right. I like that. Dietrich will cut into Yankees CBT cap. That's why they don't want him up. True. The Yankees have been very, very, very cautious with their money in the past year or so. So I'm not surprised that kind of the reason they haven't brought up Dietrich is because he's going to cost a little bit more than Mike Ford would. But clearly they care more about money than production, which sucks, but it's kind of like the route we're going down here. Shout out to Alex with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man. Did you see Jacob deGrom face a single A team? I did. He absolutely demolished them, didn't he? And then I saw someone in the comments of the team, and they were like, can you guys learn how to hit a fastball or something? Like, bro, what? I'd do that deal too, Pat, but will the Reds, Winker's hitting 330. I think the Reds would. It's tough. You might need to give up a little bit more, but I think if you start with those three guys, you're definitely making progress. I would maybe throw in, like, all right, chat, call me crazy. I might throw in, like, Schmidt instead of Davey if they throw in Amir Garrett. Because I know Amir Garrett's not having a good season, but maybe he could find himself in the Bronx. I don't know. You guys tell me. But then again, do the Yankees really need another lefty in the bullpen? Like, probably not. Is Wade in the outfield again? No, Wade is not in the outfield tonight. Let me pop up the lineup again really quick. So we got DJ DHing, Voit at first, Judge and right, Gio at third, Glaber at short, Odor at second, Gary catching, Andujar on left, and Gardner in center with Monty on the mound. Not bad. Damian says, DJ is going yard tonight, Oppo. Bro, it seems like you're the second person now to say DJ's going to have an opposite field home run tonight. I like it. I'm never going to like argue if one of you say like a Yankee's going to hit a home run. But I think Montgomery's throwing a no-hitter tonight. If he does, though, I'll come on the postgame and dump a bucket of water on my head. Like a massive bucket. Not even a bucket. I'll get like a cooking pot and just make that happen easily. Fletcher says, Voit getting a multi-hit game. Sure. Why not? Garrett always wants to fight people. That's what I'm saying. So you have Odor, Garrett, and Dietrich. What better squad do you need to go into a brawl? Let me know. Chat, all right. This is kind of fun now. Let's say you guys could pick three individuals across the league, has to be a current player, that you would want going into a fight. Right now, I think I'd probably take Chapman. I'd take Chapman in a fight any day of the week. Give me Chapman. Who's like a tank? Drawing a blank, bro. I don't know. I'm thinking Chapman. Judge? I don't know. I feel like Judge is too nice. Odor. I would say Odor, but I feel like if he goes up against any, like, viable competition, like, he might get smoked. It's possible. I mean, we know Jose Bautista is trash. Okay, Scunhole said Gardy. Gardy's probably the last person I'm taking into a fight. Literally, no. Like, not at all. So, give me Chapman, Amir Garrett. Taking Amir Garrett every day of the week. Bro, he wants to take on the entire Pirates team by himself. And then, let's take, come on. Patrick, think of a good one, bro. Think of a good one. I'll take, who's scrappy? And Voit. Yep, give me Voit. So, Chapman, Garrett, Voit. Why not? Let's take a look at these donos. Shout out to Stevie Bats with a $5 dono. Appreciate you, my man. Let me replay that real quick. I know I dissed you on Derek Dietrich. I also want to say he's not our answer. I thought he only played well in field. Only played infield. Does he play outfield as well? He does. So the positions that Dietrich plays are, I believe he plays first, second, third, left, and right. So, but this is what I've been saying from the start. That's such a useful tool to have on the bench, right? Because it's kind of like a Tyler Wade, but he could hit better. I don't know. I know he might not be that good defensively, but I think what's the worst that could happen? He can't be any worse than Mike Ford, okay? Can't be any worse than Mike Ford. We were all so happy when Andujar came up. Andujar's not doing that well. So at this point, what do you have to lose? Yoelvis says Pat wants to see Dietrich go 0 for 20. If he goes over, if they call him up and he goes 0 for 20, I'll take it. Literally, just because I want to see them give him an opportunity. Just like William said, give us Dietrich for a week and go from there. Give the dude a shot. You've given every single other person in the organization a shot so far, besides Derek Dietrich. You've given Ford a shot. You've given Andujar a shot. You've given Wade, Lamar. Come on. Come on, dude. Shout out to Alex, though, with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man. He says, Jordan Montgomery, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 9 Ks. It's a lot of Ks for such a bad start. I wish I could disagree with you. I don't think he's going to have that good of a night either. If we're being completely honest with each other, my predicted line for Monty tonight is going to be 5 1/3, 4 earned runs. Kind of similar to you, pretty similar to you. But I have the Ks down to 6. I don't think he has 9 Ks. I think he goes 5 1/3. I think 5 1/3 might be max. I can't see. This is like best case scenario. 5 1/3, 4 earned runs, 6 Ks. I don't know. Let's see. What do we have in the chat? Jesse Sanchez threw out the 3 ERAs for the Yankees' top 3 starters. Cole's at 2.03, Kluber's at 2.86, and Herman's at 3.05. That's a solid 1-2-3 punch. And I think after it was last night Herman pitched, right? Yeah, I believe so. The Yankees' rotation is solid. And I think Herman kind of solidified himself as the Yankees' number 3. Fair enough, right? William Flores says Ford is like 3 for $1 million. No, literally. And Lori, I see what you're saying. Go get a real center fielder. I agree, but I think you could still go get a real center fielder and at the same time call up Dietrich. I don't think it's one or the other. I think what would happen. Let's say Frazier has to go on the IL, which I'm assuming he doesn't, but let's say he does. You bring up Dietrich and then trade for a center fielder. It's that simple. Go get Marte. I'm so down with that, Danny. Go get Marte. Let's see. Have you figured out when you will stream on Twitch soon? We all know you've been taking a break. Back up by the end of June? Probably so. The Twitch streams have stopped only because I'm currently in the midst of finals, and I also have some other stuff that I'm doing on the side, so it's a little bit tough. But the Twitch streams will resume at some point this summer. They're probably not going to be as frequent as they used to be, but maybe 2 times a week. It's possible. Let's see. Franmil Reyes? Probably not. Just because I don't think he kind of provides anything to the Yankees lineup that they don't already have, right? Yoelva says, Pat, Monty, Tyone, Devi for Max Scherzer. Would I do that? I think you're giving up a lot for Scherzer at that point. I think if you take Tyone out of that deal and replace him with an Oswald Peraza, maybe. And then if you do that, you also open up a spot on the 40-man for Dietrich. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Jamie says Monty has to hit the spots with his monster curve. If he lacks command, that low 90s gas will become batting practice. And with the White Sox ridiculous lineup, Monty needs to have a good game tonight. He really does. Catherine says we have a huge problem with consistency and injuries, but that seems like it's always the problem for the Yankees. They're just so inconsistent, but usually it's with the pitching, right? Usually their pitching is the most inconsistent part, but now it's their offense that lacks the consistency to kind of put runs on the board on a nightly basis. And it kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? Obviously, we want to add another huge bat to that lineup, but we can't make those trades. So, I mean, if Cashman wants to do it, he'll do it. But I think at this point, kind of seeing rumors for Delino DeShields Jr. leads me to believe that the Yankees aren't taking their outfield situation too seriously at this point. And it's kind of frustrating, right? Because here we are talking about guys like Ketel Marte, Joey Gallo, Jesse Winker, and we get rumors for Delino DeShields Jr. Come on, bro. Come on. It's like a slap in the face. It's essentially what it is. Also, Chad, I think Yankee Stadium has new guidelines for today as far as like capacity goes. I believe it's 100% capacity like for vaccinated sections, and then other sections are like 30 or something. And also, I don't think negative tests are required anymore if you're not vaccinated. So I think stadium should be at like 40% capacity tonight, which is kind of cool. 100 by July 1st, I believe. Yankee Fan for Life says, let's be real here. We need a center fielder who's healthy. Sure, Marte would be nice, but we need a center who's healthy. Marte plays center. Marte's a solid player. I mean, we're not talking like he's going to come in and be the savior, but I think he would be a solid player to inject into that Yankees lineup. Not the same as DD Juice, but you know. Let's see. With the 2, sometimes 3 streams a day, you've got to be pooped. I'd understand if you wait until the end of the season to stream on Twitch. Yeah, I mean, that's also what it is, too. I stream 2 times a day, mostly 2 times a day, unless, like, we miss a post-game or something, 7 days a week. So, sometimes if we stream on Twitch after, that's, like, 3 streams a day. It kind of gets draining a little bit, and you run out of stuff to talk about. It's a little bit brutal, but Joseph says, I just don't see Yankees getting Marte without giving up a lot. That's true, too. I can't see the Diamondbacks, well, on the flip side, I can't see the Diamondbacks parting with him unless they're getting a lot in return. I don't think they're avidly shopping him in the sense of they're just going to take anything for him, right? But Fletcher says, when Severino gets back, who will go to the pen, or will we have 6 starters? Good question. Now, I've kind of been an advocate of putting Sevy in the pen when he returns. I know a lot of people aren't really down with that, but I think what they are going to do is try him out as a starter, maybe build him up there. But I think once the postseason time comes, then I think we might see Sevy in the bullpen. It really depends on how the starters do, though. If Tyone continues to struggle, if Monty continues to struggle, we're definitely going to see Severino remain in that rotation and be the Yankees' number 4 for the postseason. So we'll see. That's how vibes rubbing off on Cashman, bro. Cheap. What good does holding prospects that you aren't 100% on them? The Yankees are the king of that. Holding on to prospects that kind of just end up losing all their value, and then they mean nothing, and you're able to get nothing for them. So that's kind of what ends up happening with the Yankees time after time. Brandon says, Jordan Montgomery will give 6 solid innings tonight. Listen, I'd like that. I think the ideal performance for Montgomery tonight would be no more than 2 earned runs. I think it'll be tough simply because I see him giving up at least 4. I guess we'll see, though. I mean, Monty had a decent start against Houston. Wasn't too bad. So I don't know. Maybe he could replicate the same stuff against Chicago. But as far as my predictions for tonight goes, I'm going to do the same thing that I predicted in Game 2 of the Texas series. I'm going to predict a loss tonight. It worked out well for the Yankees when I predicted it last time. So I think tonight the Yankees lose by a score of, drumroll, 6-2. I'm sorry. It just seems like one of those games that the Yankees aren't going to win. I hope they prove me wrong. It's a really tough pitching matchup for them. I don't think it's too crazy to predict a loss tonight. I don't know. But Spencer says then the Yankees just end up losing some of the prospects to Rule 5 draft. No, literally. They end up losing the prospects in the Rule 5 draft and then go to replace them like with some other random guy that they trade for. It makes no sense at all. All those years of trading prospects who later became stars for bad players has made them gun-shy. True. I guess the Yankees are kind of scarred from their past. I don't know. But Parker says, if we win, you could say your prediction helped. If we lose, you could say you were right. But that's what I'm saying. it's kind of like a win-win situation here. If I come out here every night, I predict like a 10-0 win, and it never happens, everyone's going to be like, yo, Pat, like, you're such a jinx. Jinxes aren't real, by the way. Just saying that. Kluber's no-hitter kind of proved it. But, yeah, if I'm going to come on here every night and just be honest. If I'm feeling a loss, I'm just going to say the Yankees are going to lose. But, yeah, so I'll remind you guys my home run predictions again. I believe Judge and Gary are going to give the Yankees 2 solo shots. That's where the 2 runs are going to come from. Montgomery's going to give up 4 over 5 1/3. And then I guess the bullpen's going to give up 2 more. I don't know. The White Sox have a really good lineup. I hope the Yankees don't really take this series too lightly. I'd like to see them win the next 2, right? Because Giolito's on the mound tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And then I'm not too sure who's on the mound Sunday. But you guys know the deal. I will be live most likely for the postgame solo, so stay tuned for that. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on post notifications for more. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. Hope you guys like the solo streams. I'm going to be doing them every Friday from now on, so stay tuned for that content. But you guys know the deal. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. See you for the post game. Peace.